your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming. This is KNEB.TV News, presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. And our top story, a 2-day trial in Box Butte County District Court has been set for a man charged in a violent sexual assault. 53-year-old Harley Salway will stand trial on charges of first-degree sexual assault, use of a deadly weapon to commit a felony, and first-degree false imprisonment. The victim in this case says that Salway used a metal pipe, knife, and mallet to threaten her over the course of the sexual assault, and he physically prevented her from leaving the room. Judge Travis O'Gorman scheduled the trial to take place over the course of October 28th and 29th in Alliance, and Salway could face upwards of 50 years imprisonment if convicted on the charges as currently filed. Well, a 51-year-old Alliance man has been admitted to a state hospital to restore competency as he still faces charges relating to an alleged sexual assault of a 6-year-old girl. Terry Grant was arrested in the spring of 2024 after Alliance police were dispatched to the Meadows Trailer Court to investigate, and court records say home security footage captured Grant sexually assaulting the minor. He reportedly admitted to the action while interviewed at the police station. During a hearing earlier this month, a competency evaluation deemed Grant mentally incompetent to stand trial, but there is substantial probability that he will become competent within the foreseeable future. He was ordered to be committed for treatment and will be back in court in January to see if his competency has been restored in order to stand trial on a charge of first-degree sexual assault of a child. And the third and final suspect from a September 2023 violent assault in the parking lot of a Scottsbluff convenience store has been sentenced. 20-year-old Dylan Smyers, formerly of Scottsbluff, pleaded no contest to a charge of attempted first-degree assault for his role in an attack that left a man hospitalized for 3 days. Smyers, along with Annabelle and Yesenia Dominguez, were identified as the culprits in the attack, with the latter two already sentenced for their roles. On Friday in district courts, Judge Leo Dobrovony sentenced Smyers to 3 to 5 years in prison, as well as more than $2,000 in restitution to the assault victim. We'll have more news right after this.
When it comes to your health, you deserve the very best. At Morrill County Community Hospital, they provide top-notch care with compassion and expertise. From routine checkups to advanced surgeries, their dedicated team is here for you 24/7. With state-of-the-art technology and a patient-first approach, they ensure you and your loved ones receive the highest quality care. Because at Morrill County Community Hospital, your health is their priority. Visit Morrill County Community Hospital today in Bridgeport. Morrill County Community Hospital. Exceptional care right here at home.
Whether you're gardening, searching for the perfect vacation home, or planning your next travel destination, your life is just as unique. Your Raymond James financial advisors, Jody Rosiska and Kevin Figg, get to know you, your passions, and your vision for the future, so you can live your life. That's life well planned.
Welcome back. The Scottsbluff City Council held a public hearing to discuss the Community Development Block Grant Program and its potential role in funding a downtown revitalization project. David Wilenko, representing the Panhandle Area Development District, explained the project service area is defined along Broadway, stretching from 14th to 23rd Street and extending about a block and a half on either side. The goal is to provide businesses in the area with opportunities to improve their building facades, enhancing the downtown's appeal and functionality.
The program allows for businesses within the area to apply for facade improvements, in which case they can get 75% reimbursement on. So if it's windows, doors, signs, awnings, those are all things that are applicable for the program. The business will pay the full cost up front, and then the city reimburses through the funds.
If awarded, the grant funds would be distributed to businesses on a first-come, first-served basis with a maximum of $50,000 per applicant. Wilenko explained that while most businesses typically request between $25,000 and $45,000 for improvements, the cap helps ensure that more businesses can benefit from the program. Well, the yarn being spun about the Brown Sheep Company's journey in a statewide manufacturing contest will continue. In the round of 2 of the 2025 Coolest Things Made in Nebraska competition, the wool yarn produced by the rural Scottsbluff Company bested copper mugs made by a company in O'Neill, but now goes up against 3 competitors, including a Nebraska institution. Dorothy Lynch salad dressing, made by Tasty Toppings Inc. of Duncan, tops that list, which includes the AF Series Combine Harvester by Case IH in Grand Island and custom artificial limbs made in Lincoln by Limb Lab. Voting for the top 4 products is now open at nemanufacturingalliance.com through September 28th, with the winner announced October 6th at the NE Chamber Manufacturing Summit, where finalists will be invited to display their products.
I imagined retirement in a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Nebraska dairy producers continue to do their part to fight back against highly pathogenic avian influenza. I'm Steve White on the Rural Radio Network. We're joined by Chris Bosquet of the Nebraska State Dairy Association. Chris, we've been monitoring, and unfortunately we do now have a case that is tested positive. Is that right?
Yeah, last week we originally found out, and it was confirmed over the weekend, that we do have a case of H5N1. Fortunately for the dairy industry, it's not highly pathogenic, and so our animals aren't catastrophically, dying and having mortality issues. The thing with H5N1 is that when it comes into a herd, it's a high morbidity problem, and so a large subset of the herd is impacted by the illness. And then over the course of the next couple months, as it works through the herd, those animals rebound and come back into production, and kind of works its way out. Fortunately for us, we won't have to deal with the mortality issue that, unfortunately the bird people deal with.
You mentioned the bird people. When we've been dealing with this with backyard flocks, it's often been the migratory birds that have spread this. But in this case, do we believe this is actually related to kind of transport of an animal then?
Yeah, when the scientists sequenced the DNA of the strain, it matched the California virus. And so what that tells us, the animals coming into the state were a direct result in that. When it comes to cattle movements, producers are required to test those animals prior to moving them. And so within a 7-day window, those animals have to be moved. And if they're not moved within 7 days, then they have to be retested. And so likely what happened is within that 7-day window, they came down with the virus. Animals were then transported to Nebraska, and then that's when, after the incubation period occurred, that's when we realized that the virus is now in Nebraska. Mechanical transmission, and that tracks with how this virus has spread throughout the continental United States, and biosecurity cannot be hampered more to prevent the spread of this disease.
Yeah, I think what I'm hearing there is our surveillance is working, our biosecurity measures, they're working because we got this.
Yeah, that's exactly right. APHIS and the Department of Agriculture have quarantined that herd and will not allow any cattle movements to and from. There has to be multiple confirmed negative bulk tank samples. And so that means all of the animals in the herd that are lactating at that time, producing milk, that all of that milk is then stored in the bulk tanks, and then a uniform sample is taken from that milk and confirmed negative. And so the other part of the coin is, what do I need to worry about as a consumer?
Well, I was just going to ask, because we've got this pasteurization process, which we've employed for a long time to protect consumers, and does that work here?
Yeah, it's been confirmed time and time again that pasteurization denatures the virus. It kills the virus. It also kills all the other viruses and bad bacteria that we don't want in food. And so the science behind that has been confirmed by the USDA and the FDA that pasteurization works, it kills the virus, and there is zero risk to the consumer.
What do we need to remind producers in terms of biosecurity? I mean, I'm sure it's top of mind already, but it just goes to show that biosecurity just remains really important, right?
Yeah, you're exactly right. And I think we're somewhat fortunate in the fact that we've been able to learn from our counterparts that have experienced the virus. And so we were able to set up and pre-position personal protective equipment at 3 strategic locations across the state. And so if you're a producer that's near the Gage County Extension Office or the Hall County or Madison County Extension Office, you can go to those facilities and get free PPE courtesy of CS Cash out of the University of Nebraska Medical Center. We also worked with the University of Nebraska to develop really good biosecurity practices for employees. And so working on a modern day production facility like a dairy farm, you got to have common sense when it comes to keeping yourself safe. And I think, if you go to bigredbiosecurity.unl.edu, there's some great content on there that can help your employees. If you're a dairy producer, it's called donning and doffing the PPE, as well as proper disposal mechanisms, and also community coveralls or anything like that. Keeping those items on the site to be washed and sanitized is extremely important, as well as sanitizing tires and things like that to mitigate spread from one farm to the other. We've had a lot of experience over the year and a half to implement these procedures and prepare our producers. And so I think our industry is prepared and our farmers know what to expect.
Well, again, Chris, what I think I'm hearing is we've got an H5N1 case. It's isolated. We know more than likely where it came from. We're taking all the measures, and we're going to continue to do our part as a state to minimize and mitigate the issues here.
Yep, you're exactly right. And I'm extremely confident in the leadership of Dr. Dudley, our state veterinarian, as well as Director Vinton at the Nebraska Department of Agriculture to navigate this issue. And we'll continue to collaborate with them to make sure that our industry gets through it, and it's just a blimp on our radar.
I'm Steve White on the Rural Radio Network.
Renewal by Anderson Windows and Patio Doors, the customers say it best, and they feel the difference every day.
Very happy with it. Very, very happy. I don't get tired of looking at them. And it's so nice with the breeze now, opening the windows, the ease of sliding the windows back and forth. Notice that it is warmer in the winter time, and it is cooler when the sun is shining in.
Renewal by Anderson Windows and Patio Doors, the customers say it best. Book your free estimate right now at rbawyoming.com.
You deserve to have a building that will last for generations. With more than 110 years of experience and thousands of satisfied customers, Morton Buildings is the industry leader you can trust. If you're planning for a garage, farm shop, horse barn, storage building for your RV, boat, or collectibles, there's no better time to buy. Contact your local Morton sales office or visit mortonbuildings.com to get started today.
Let's take a look at your community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you take advantage of every adventure. We know you have plans, goals, and dreams. Let us help you with them. Whether it is building, buying, or renovating, we have the home loan or home equity line of credit to fit your needs. Stop in and see us at Platte Valley Bank and let us help make your dreams a reality. You belong here. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And finally tonight, the Legacy of the Plains Museum is gearing up for its 29th annual Harvest Festival, taking place this Saturday and Sunday in Gering. Executive Director Dave Wolf says the festival is both a fundraiser and an educational event celebrating agriculture and local history. Each year, the festival highlights a different crop. This year, it's corn, featuring farm equipment from the 1940s and 50s, along with traditional horse-powered demonstrations.
We've got some great pieces that we have pulled out already. Our volunteers down at the shop are doing an excellent job getting some of the equipment. So we will have some horse demonstrations, but also with the 40s and 50s equipment that we have. And so then, as always, we got our potatoes too.
Visitors can expect a packed schedule with tractor parades, blacksmith demonstrations, live animals, children's crafts, food vendors, and all museum buildings open to explore. Wolf says it's the best time to experience the museum because everything is operating with volunteers and docents on hand to help bring history alive. Well, that is it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will be out of the office tomorrow, so you have a great weekend, and I'll see you back here on Monday.